Alright, kings and queens, I am back with another video, and in this video, as you can tell by the caption, I will be doing a fall full set on one of my closest friends. I have not done her nails in almost a year. I've seen her, but I have not done them, and she hasn't had them done. So, I've already did her cuticle work and removed the shine from the natural nail plate. Next, I am going to go in with my BT Art Box nail tips, and I will leave everything below in the description box if I can find it. And I'm just going to apply these nail tips as nice as possible, making sure they are not crooked and so on and so forth. And because I have not done her nails in a while, I am going to be using a brand new zebra file. I only reuse zebra files if they are reoccurring clients and they come often. If I do not see them for a while, I do throw them away so I do not mix them up and accidentally use them on myself, or accidentally switch them out with someone else's. So like I said, I am going to apply these nail tips, and then I am going to blend the tip with a zebra file. Zebra files are not supposed to be used on the natural nail. If so, you have to use them very, very, very lightly and gently. So you will see later on in this video, once I apply the nail tips, that I make sure that I only blend the nail tip. That means I am not focused on the natural nail. I am only focused on that harsh line and making sure that it's filed down enough for me to apply my acrylic. If you do not file your nail tips and they aren't as smooth as possible or flush with your natural nail, you can definitely see them once you apply your acrylic on top of the nail. Please be mindful of that. I'm going to be quiet for a few seconds and allow you to watch the video. So now I'm going in and cutting down to her desired length. I am going to be using my straight edge nail clippers to help me with the length. You can use like scissors or a regular one. You could just only use the edge of a regular nail clipper, but I just prefer to use either scissors or the straight edge nail clipper. That way you don't have any accidents. So right here I was just cutting down to the length and having her look at them. She's one of the people, she wants to make sure that I do every step correctly. Of course she trusts me, but she wants to make sure that I have that length perfect for her. She is a school teacher, so shout out to her and our other teachers. And yeah, so I'm just going to cut them down just a little bit more, and then after this I will show you the filing technique that I was talking about. Just again, blending the nail tip. Do not touch the natural nail. You only want to blend the artificial nail. That's all. So right here I decided to zoom in while I blended the tips so that you all knew what I was talking about. I did have it fast paced like the rest of the video, but it looked like I was going harsher than I actually was or am. So right here I'm just zoomed in to make sure that you see everything that I was talking about. As you can tell, I'm doing it very lightly and only focusing on the nail tip. I do not care about the rest of the nail. If I see a little shiny part, I will try to buff that out. But I think I did pretty good before actually applying these nail tips, so I didn't have anything to worry about. And of course, I'm going to go over the rest of the nail. If this was a clear nail, sometimes I do not file the natural nail tip on the clear part if I'm doing a glass nail, because you can see scratches or it kind of looks foggy sometimes. But in this case, I was not doing any clear nails, so I made sure to file that artificial nail just a little bit so that it helps my acrylic stay. But you do not always have to do this. A light buff can go a long way. And yeah, again, I'm doing the same thing for the next nail, focusing on that artificial nail only, making sure I blend it as much as possible. Again, if you do not blend your nail well enough, it will cause lifting, it can crack, it can pop off, or you can just apply your acrylic on top and you can actually see that harsh line. Your acrylic just will not lay as flat as it could or it should be. After blending the nails, I am then going to go in and brush off the excess dust, which I already did. It was just off camera. And then I thought it was still too much dust on her nails, so then I went in with Young Nail Scrub Fresh and cleaned off the rest of that dust. If the cloth that I am using to remove the dust or my paper towel gets stuck, I know that I did not blend a part of the artificial nail well enough, so I then will go back in and apply that. That way, again, I do not have any issues further down the line. After I do that, I'm going to go on with my dehydrator and primer, and then go on with the thin layer of clear acrylic. As always, all of the acrylic that I will be using will be linked below. It will be from C-Tones Acrylic, and of course I will have my discount code as always. That way you all can receive a discount and a percentage off your next order. And now I'm going to go in with my colored acrylic. The first color I will be using is called Oreo Ocean. I love this color. It's like a really dark chocolate color. It reminds me of my complexion with a little bit of glitter, you know. So I'm just going in with that as perfect as possible. As you can see, I am doing that patting method and not dragging it too soon. That is because I want it to cover the nail and of course be even, so that when it's time to file later on, I do not have a lot of filing to do. When you just apply your acrylic all kinds of ways, or your temperature in the room that you're working in is not warm enough, it could take so long to harden up. It could take long to do that full set because you're constantly wiping off the product that you're placing on the nail. So again, I am just
The ring
carefully
fingernail
applying
will
that
be an
acrylic,
encapsulated nail. It
making
will
sure it's
have
smooth
foil,
enough, and then I am going to
gold
move on to the next nail.
butterflies, and red butterflies. We initially wanted leaves, of course, because it is a fall theme. However, I was unable to get the leaves in time, so that we just settled for the butterflies, but she absolutely loved it and her boyfriend loved it as well. So, you know, that's an A plus. So right here, of course, I'm just applying that foil, making sure my background is a little wet. Your nail doesn't always have to be wet when applying foil, but it definitely helps in my opinion. And then I am just going to go in with a little bit of that clear, and then just place the butterflies wherever I see fit. Um, when it comes to encapsulated flowers that have a lot of clear, I want to make sure that my clear is very clean and that you can see through it, which is why I love this Glacier Clear by Cetones, because it is not foggy at all. And if so, it's probably because you did not clean your brush as a nail tech. Make sure you're always cleaning your brush between colors. So anyways, I'm going to apply that foil. I'm going to apply more acrylic, more butterflies, and then when that is all settled and done, I am going to go back later and encapsulate that full nail with clear. So for the middle fingernail, I am going to use this beautiful color. It is a burnt yellow, like a really autumn type yellow. I love it. And it's called Sunproof. And of course right here, I'm making sure I do that patting method so I do not drag off too much of my acrylic, and just continuously do that, making sure that you have that full nail covered, and so on and so forth. So, and also make sure, again, when you're applying your acrylic, make sure that you're keeping the shape of your nail. I know if you scroll down far enough, you could tell not too long ago, about a year ago, I was not making sure that I kept the shape of my nail when applying my acrylic, and then I would have trouble filing it, or it will be misshaped, and you know, so on and so forth. So make sure when you're applying, make sure that you're doing that patting method. Make sure that you're covering that whole nail with the color, and make sure that you're keeping the shape that your client and you want. This just helps cut down time with filing, and I'm still working on my time. So this is very crucial for me. And just nail techs in general. Again, just make sure that you do whatever it takes to do a great full set. Make sure you're doing it safely and in a great amount of time. So for the next nail, I will be using a glow in the dark off-white, and that is called Sea Dragon. Again, this is also by Cetones Acrylic, and I'm just going to place that bead on my nail and make sure I do that patting method to smoothen out the nail. Again, making sure that I have that shape that I want at all times. And then for the second bead, you will see how I do it. I make sure I place that bead, kind of tap it just a little bit so I can, you know, kind of guide it down the nail. And then I pat on each side. Once it reaches the side walls, I then blend it. For the most part, I really did keep down my time. I think the only thing that stopped me from beating my record was later on in this video, when I was trying to decide what to do for this nail. And you all can tell by the picture, I ended up doing a glitter, not because my acrylic was wrong, but because we just wanted to do something different with this full set. This was a very fun but simple full set, and you know, I enjoyed it. Also with the color Rhythmic,
because it's off-white, some parts of the nail look a little too sheer for me, and I like to have an even coat of any color. Even if it's a sheer color, if it's going to be sheer, I need it to be sheer the whole nail. I do not want any spots. So this is what you see me
And the
doing
last
here,
but
just
not
making sure I
least, I
cover
am
the
going to be
full nail
using this
with
really
that
pretty
color.
burgundy color, and this has a little glitter in it as well. However, this was a old color. As you all know, if you've been watching my videos, she does make, the owner of C-Tones, she does make colors, and she may not love them completely, or she accidentally makes them, so then she'll still sell them to her consumers, and they are called colors. She will not restock them. She will not try to make them again. This is only to get rid of the color so that she does not waste the acrylic. So I'm sorry, but I cannot tell you um the exact name of it. They're all called uh-ohs, which I think is so cute. However, if I find a nice burgundy on there, I will also try to link that below. That's if it's close to this color. I don't want to send you all a burgundy and it's darker or way lighter than this one. So if it's similar, I would definitely link it below because I love this color. I don't know. I don't know why she doesn't sell it as a regular color. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just making sure I make this nail as smooth as possible, making sure I get around that cuticle. Getting around the cuticle sometimes can be hard for me. Not even necessarily hard, but it definitely takes me some time to make sure I cover that area. You don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to miss any of that cuticle area, because when that nail grows within a week, it's going to look like she needs to fill, or when you're done, she's going to look like she needs to fill and she just got a free set. So I will go back to that ring fingernail and encapsulate that foil in those metal or plastic butterflies, and then I will move on to the next nail. I will not be encapsulating this full set because I did the colored acrylic as thick as possible, and you know, adding clear acrylic would just make the nail too thick. Right here is just the perfect length and the perfect thickness. So now I'm going to go in and tap the nail, make sure that it is ready to be filed. If you hear a clicking sound, it is ready. And then I go in and just make sure that I perfect that shape, and then go on top of the nail and make sure that nail is filed smoothly. When you see someone angle their zebra file, that is because they are going around the cuticle area, and you do not want to cut that client. So as you all know, when I start filing around the cuticle or close to the cuticle, I pull that skin back like you see here with my thumb. I'm actually pulling her skin back so I can get around that cuticle area. I also want to be honest to say that I did not apply that Oreo Ocean color on the pinkies thick enough. So when I started to file, I did file off some of that color. No huge deal. I went back in and corrected that and applied more of that Oreo color. That's why it is important to apply that colored acrylic thick enough before filing. And if you do not apply that colored acrylic thick, then you should at least go in and encapsulate your colored acrylic with clear. That way when you file, you do not scratch off any of that acrylic. And so, yeah, just a minor setback. I made sure to correct it before she left my chair. And then I'm going to repeat all of the steps with the other nails. I make sure that I have the right shape that I want. I then go in on top and smoothing out the nail, pull back that skin of the cuticle area, and then file around the cuticle area to make sure that it is flush with her natural nail. And then keep moving along. As you all know, I will do 4 fingers as always, and the pointer finger is always the last one. And then I will have my clients turn their hands around so I can make sure that all of those nails are even and they are shaped as much as I want them. If I see something wrong, I will go back and file them. If they are good, I will then go on to the next fingernail, which is the thumbnail. So after filing, I removed all of the dust with alcohol and then placed a paper towel underneath it so I did not get any more dust on her nails. Then I'm going to go in with a gel matte top coat and apply that matte top coat to her pinky nail, her middle fingernail, and her thumbnail. And for the ring fingernail, I used a regular gel polish, so it's just going to be shiny. And for the pointer, I will then go in with C-Tone's foil gel. And I was going to do foil for her, but it just was not working out. But I still wanted you all to see, you know, some bloopers. But yeah, after I did all of this, I wanted to do it all at once because we were pressed for time. So once I did all of this, I was pretty much easy to go. Like I said, the only setback was just trying to figure out what we wanted to do with that pointer fingernail. But we ended up doing glitter, as you all can see in the photo. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute, cure this. And so once I'm done curing all of the nails, I'm then going to go to the pinky nail, the middle fingernail, and the thumbnail and wipe off that tacky layer so that you can tell that it is a matte top coat. And then I'm going to place a V-shaped French tip of regular gel polish so you can see it's shiny. So some of the nail will be shiny and some of the nails will be matte. And for the pointer fingernail, I am going to apply C-Tone's non-wipe gel top coat. And before curing that top coat, I am then going to apply my raw glitter. And then just pat that just a little bit just to make sure that glitter is into the top coat so that it sticks and that it doesn't rub off. After I do that, I'm going to cure that whole hand again and then do the same thing with the next nail. And so yeah. And so once I am done curing all of the nails, I am then going to brush off the excess glitter that did not stick onto that pointer fingernail. And then I am going to apply my cuticle oil and then take my pictures. As always, I want to thank you kings and queens for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click on that notification bell so you know when I post. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.